February 2nd, Board of School Trustees meeting together. Roll call.
President Duckworth, yes, we have a full board present. We have Secretary DeVries attending virtually, and she does plan to vote, so we'll do roll call vote for our items this evening.
Thank you. Can everyone come in and roll shoulders? Amy, can you hear okay?
I can hear fine, thank you.
All right. If that becomes a problem, just give us a signal or something, and we'll stop and get you tuned in. So, that being said, would you all please stand for the pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone. I know it's been a cold time, and this too will pass, so we're just going to do the school's business tonight and move forward. So, that being said, good news, Mr. Whippenberg.
All right, thank you very much, President Duckworth, members of the board, Superintendent Hoover, for good news. First of all, I'm going to start. Good news is we made it above freezing today. So, in fact, I think it was still 34 degrees when I checked just a little bit ago. So we'll, not exactly 75 and sunny, but hey, we'll take it. So, for good news, want to lift this. All of our high schools do really fun things around this time of year as they have seniors who are getting their college acceptance letters. Thought Harrison really did something special here, and they're utilizing the power of social media to really promote this. But they've created a backdrop, and so they have their seniors come down and hold up the logos for the schools they've been accepted to so far. So just thought this is a great way to celebrate. This is such a big time for these students. A lot of pride for the school as well. So just kudos to our schools for showcasing that, and congrats to all these students. Looking forward to see what they do next. Speaking of an accomplishment, let's talk about Maddie Shirley at Central High School. You've heard us talk about her before. She entered, this happened to be at a game at Castle, she entered the 2,000 point club. That has only been accomplished by 66 other girls basketball players in the state of Indiana in the history since they've been keeping records of girls basketball in the state. 2,000 points. I mean, her coach talked about how you're talking about averaging over 500 points or averaging 500 points a season. Some great players don't have that in their whole career. So congratulations to her, and her season's not over yet. So that is a great accomplishment for her and Central High School. Talk about wrestling going on. Congrats. This, first of all, is one of our sectional champions. Our sectional champion, Michael Roche, he happens to be at Harrison High School, but we had 20 of our high school wrestlers advance to regional. So congratulations to all them. That is a great accomplishment, and we wish them the best as they keep moving through the Indiana High School Wrestling Tournament. And lots of excitement too with athletics because the girls basketball sectional is just getting ready to start too. So great time in sports here in the EVSC. And that is it for good news.
Thank you. I think in the future you may have to go through Maddie's agent, Larry Samples.
That, you may be right about that. Absolutely.
Thank you for that report, and they're all doing great work out there. Public comment, are you going to handle it, Jim?
I'll be happy to do that, and you did a nice segue there. Mr. Samples has signed up to chat with us again this evening. He knows the rules, and he may be the future athletic agent for Maddie Shirley. So, Larry?
Another thing about her, in her whole career, she's averaged a double-double. Each game was a double-double. Points scored and rebounds, double digits. I think we got a Harrison theme going tonight. I wanted to mention the Harrison Boys Basketball Showcase. Banterra Bank sponsored it back on January 16th and 17th. 6th annual. The idea is to bring some out-of-town teams in, and then we'll try to get the best competition they can for our local teams. Harrison athletic staff, a lot of people involved in that. The two spearheads are Andre Thomas, the athletic director, and Nathan Fleener, boys basketball coach. This year they had South Bend Riley. They're considered one of the top 20 teams in Indiana. But Harrison beat them when they played them. Indianapolis Cathedral, ranked second in 3A. Indianapolis Arsenal Tech, not ranked, but they played what's considered the 14th toughest schedule in the state. Springfield, Southeast Illinois, and Hopkinsville, Kentucky. And the format is on Friday night they start at 5, they play 3 games. Then on Saturday they start at 9, they play 7 games. The price, listen to the price. For a 1 day, for Friday, $7. Or for Saturday you can go and watch 7 games for $7. $10 if you wanted a 2-day pass. So outstanding basketball, outstanding teams. Harrison is noted also having an outstanding hospitality room. So lots of good things out of Harrison.
Thank you. Thank you, Larry. Appreciate it. All right, we'll move forward to consent items at this time. Dr. Hoover, good evening.
Good evening, President Duckworth and members of the Board of School Trustees. We have 7 consent items for your consideration tonight. They are 3.01, consideration of the minutes from the January 12th, 2026 regular board meeting. 3.02, consideration of the minutes from the January 12th, 2026 Board of School Finance meeting. 3.03, consideration of the allowance of payments. This includes invoices, net payroll, payroll obligation for a total allowance of payments of $15,757,565. Well, let me read that again. $15,757,565.08. 3.04, consideration of request to carry over 2025 encumbered but unexpended appropriations. 3.05, consideration to approve the resolution for transfer of appropriations within the 2025 budget. 3.06, consideration to approve the purchase of principal and assistant principal devices for the 26-27 school year. And 3.07, consideration to approve the purchase Checkpoint Harmony email security. These consent items are presented for your approval.
So moved. Second. We have a motion and a second on the floor regarding the consent items. Is there any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, we're going to do roll call. Amy?
Okay. I will go ahead and start with Secretary DeVries online. Couldn't hear you. Try one more time.
Aye.
There we go. Vice President Moore.
Aye.
President Duckworth.
Aye.
Trustee Kiefer.
Aye.
Trustee Hollingsworth.
Aye.
Trustee Ragland.
Aye.
And Trustee Gamblin.
With 7-0 vote, the consent items passes. Thank you. Next on the agenda, consideration of personnel recommendations, Michelle Williams. Good evening.
Good evening, President Duckworth, members of the board, Dr. Hoover. Tonight's personnel recommendations include the following: retirements, resignations, termination, regular appointments, leave of absences, resignations from extra duty appointments to extra duty transfer, and after-school appointments. These recommendations are presented for your approval.
Second. There's a motion and a second regarding the personnel recommendations. Any questions or concerns? Roll call vote, please.
Okay, I will start with Secretary Moore, or Secretary DeVries, sorry.
Aye.
Vice President Moore.
Aye.
President Duckworth.
Yes.
Trustee Kiefer.
Aye.
Trustee Hollingsworth.
Aye.
Trustee Ragland.
Aye.
And Trustee Gamblin.
That carries 7-0. Next on the agenda, we call Josh Whitmer forward to be sworn in as a new EVSC police officer. You get to come up in the deep end. Okay, Josh, if you would raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Josh Whitmer,
I, Josh Whitmer,
solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
The Constitution of the State of Indiana,
the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
the laws of the United States and the State of Indiana.
the laws of the United States and the State of Indiana.
I will faithfully execute the duties of my office as a member of the EVSC Police Department, so help me God.
I'll faithfully execute the duties of my office as a member of the EVSC Police Department, so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Here, put you in the middle here.
Congratulations.
Good luck.
Get a picture with his family.
Go ahead. Want to bring it up?
She said no.
The second page is for him to sign. Thank you. I'll have you sign. Actually, no. Switch.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is action items. 5.01, consideration to award the Bosse High School second floor corridor flooring renovation project 2026. Steve Scheller, good evening.
Good evening, President Duckworth, members of the board, and Dr. Hoover. Bosse High School second floor corridor flooring renovation project 2026. Notice the bid was advertised on November 14th and November 21st, 2025. A pre-bid meeting was held on November 25th. Bids were received on December 11th, 2025. Our recommendation is to award the contract to Razor Flooring for the base bid of $208,850. We also recommend acceptance of the unit pricing.
Move to approve. Second.
A motion and a second. Any questions or concerns?
I do have a question concerning the flooring. What are those? The tiles?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and so are you gluing them down also, or are they self-stick? How are they?
They're adhered with adhesive. Yeah, and we,
Adhesive?
and, go ahead.
I'm sorry. No.
No, we have a vapor barrier that we apply before we put the adhesive down.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're trawling it, of course.
Yes. Yep.
And so we've just started that, correct? I mean, in the past several years.
Probably last 7 or 8 years,
Oh,
yeah.
has it been that? Okay. So we're doing that from now on, correct?
That's the plan, yeah.
Okay, I hope so.
Yeah.
Because the edges come up and they're a trip hazard, and that's my concern.
Yeah. And we've transitioned to more of a felt back. There was concerns with moisture issues at some of our buildings, so that felt back is more breathable, and we'll address those issues.
I put it in my basement. I like it.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It is good stuff.
And if you see the first floor of Bosse, it looks phenomenal.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Roll call, please.
I will start with Secretary DeVries.
Aye.
Vice President Moore.
Aye.
President Duckworth.
Aye.
Trustee Kiefer.
Aye.
Trustee Hollingsworth.
Aye.
Trustee Ragland.
Aye.
And Trustee Gamblin.
7-0, that passes. Thank you, Steve. Next is yours as well. Consideration to award the contract for Central High School track resurfacing project for 2026.
Central High School Track Resurfacing Project 2026, excuse me. Notice the bid was advertised on October 17th and October 24th, 2025. A pre-bid meeting was held on October 28th. Bids were received on November 6th, 2025. Our recommendation is to award the contract to ARC Construction for alternate bid number 1 in the amount of $612,800. We also recommend acceptance of the unit pricing.
Second. Motion and a second. Any questions or concerns?
I do have a question. Good evening to you. I was just wondering, excuse me, how often does the track have to be resurfaced?
So some of our tracks, our oldest ones are about 10, 15 years old. So they are getting to the age where some of them are going to need to be addressed. We replaced Bosse in 2017 and Wrights in 2018. So there's still North and Harrison that will need work sometime in the near future. Yep.
Thank you.
It's a whole different surface now than years ago. I mean, I can remember cinder track. Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Secretary DeVries.
Aye.
Vice President Moore.
Aye.
President Duckworth.
Aye.
Trustee Kiefer.
Aye.
Trustee Hollingsworth. Trustee Ragland.
Aye.
And Trustee Gamblin.
That passes 7-0. Next on the agenda is also Mr. Scheller for the consideration to award a contract for the Harrison High School Turf Project 2026. Scheller?
Harrison High School Stadium Turf Project 2026. Notice the bid was advertised on November 28th and December 5th, 2025. A pre-bid meeting was held on December 8th. Bids were received on December 18th, 2025. Our recommendation is to award the contract to ARC Construction for the base bid of $684,600. We also recommend the acceptance of all unit pricing.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions?
One more question.
Yes.
So when you talk about the time of completion and the calendar days, is that extra days put in there, give or take, for weather or slow arrival of material or something?
Most certainly.
Okay.
So those type projects which are pretty much 100% outside, they have to figure in for those rain days. Yep.
Or snowy days?
So the turf project, is that, what turf are we replacing?
The football field.
Okay, and so is that where they take the crumb rubber and put it underneath?
So it's got a rock base under it, and then you put the synthetic turf in, and it has a mixture of sand and rubber
Yeah,
that's put into that.
little particles of rubber?
It is,
Do
yeah.
they still use the same thing?
Yes.
Okay, it's still the same stuff.
Any other questions? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Secretary DeVries,
Aye.
Vice President Moore,
Aye.
President Duckworth,
Aye.
Trustee Kiefer,
Aye.
Trustee Hollingsworth, Trustee Ragland,
Aye.
and Trustee Giblin.
7-0, that passes. Thank you very much, Steve. We'll be back with you soon. Next on the agenda is the public hearing regarding additional appropriations in the Cultural Institutions Fund. Dr. Underwood, good evening.
Good evening, President Duckworth, members of the board, and Dr. Hoover. Tonight is the public hearing for the proposed additional appropriation in the Cultural Institutions Fund. This hearing has been advertised in accordance with Indiana statute. And at this time, I would call any member of the public to the mic to provide testimony regarding this additional appropriation at this time. Once again, if there's any member of the public that wants to provide testimony regarding the additional appropriation in the Cultural Institutions Fund, now would be the time. Seeing no one approach the mic, I believe we can close this hearing and move on to the resolution in 5.05 to adopt the additional appropriation in the Cultural Institutions Fund.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for the resolution to, for the additional appropriations in the Cultural Institution Fund. Roll call, please.
Okay, Secretary DeVries,
Aye.
Vice President Moore,
Aye.
President Duckworth,
Yes.
Trustee Kiefer,
Aye.
Trustee Hollingsworth,
Aye.
Trustee Ragland, and Trustee Giblin.
7-0, that passes. Thank you very much, Dr. Underwood. We'll be talking to you here right now.
Got,
As we move into information items, 6.01, monthly review of education operation funds.
got quite a few informational items. These are for end of the year, 2025, as well as some quarterly analysis reports. I'll go through these as I normally do, and then the last one on 6.08 is a PowerPoint presentation, and I'll stop there and do that separately. But for the first one, the Education and Operations Monthly Review, as of December 31st, the Education Fund was expended at 97.81%, leaving a balance of $44,180,593.42. For the Operations Fund, we expended 85.62%, leaving a balance of $31,726,896.66. Summary of cash balances by fund. This report provides cash balances as of December 31st for the debt service, education, exempt debt service, and operations funds. Expenditure ledger summary report. This report breaks down expenditures by function and object code as of December 31st. Revenue ledger summary. This report outlines revenue received as of December 31st for the education, operations, debt service, and exempt debt service fund. The three-year expenditure analysis provides a comparative review of district spending trends across all major funds from 2023 through 2025 as of December 31st. The 3 revenue comparison is a report that analyzes revenue received in the education, debt service, exempt debt service, and operations fund as of December 31st. And then the self-insurance quarterly analysis. This is our 4th quarter analysis of our EVSC self-insurance fund. Happy to answer any questions about those information items before the last item if you have any.
Any questions for 6.01 to 6.07 in the under information items? You scared them away. All right.
And then the final report here is just kind of a review of 2025. Again, we had a very strong year financially, as we anticipated and had briefed the board all along, knowing that cash balances, now that we have left the federal funds from ESSER, we expected to spend more funds in our education and operations funds, and we did that. So we're continuing to monitor those closely over the next several years. But this is just a look at revenue collection, and one thing that we have highlighted in the budget process this summer is an increased amount for our tax, property tax caps, and you saw that in 2025. We jumped from, in 2024, 8.8 million to just over 10 million. Again, the potential for 2026 is to go from 10 million to 17 million. And if that holds true, then we will definitely have to make some decisions along the way. But just to look at our property tax collection history here.
Is that in regards to Senate Bill 1, a lot of it as well?
It has some implications, as well as just the state mandated property tax caps that impact all taxing units as well. A look at our education fund, and this slide is similar for the next several funds. It has our budget listed as well as revenue for the year, what our cash balance was, what we expended, any transfers, and then what we ended the year with, which is the figure that I look at closely. So education fund, we ended the year with $41.4 million. So again, a strong balance as we lean into fiscal year 26. For the operations fund, we ended with $29.6 million. Our debt service fund at $1.4 million. And then rainy day fund, if you remember earlier in the spring, we did do a transfer. We had an issue with our self-insurance fund. We needed to transfer some funds. We did do that. And then we transferred a little balance towards the end of the year, leaving our cash balance in the rainy day fund at just over 11 million. And this is a look at our education and rainy day fund balance history going all the way back to 2013 at 10 million, and then you see the balance grow up to 55 million in total in 2025. Again, all part of strategy that we had going back planning when we received the federal ESSER dollars during COVID. Again, we wanted to extend a long runway so that we have the ability to make some decisions over the next several years on what programs we want to continue to fund and how we want to continue to use our resources wisely.
Did we pull some of these funds, I believe, for when we paid for the building of McCutcheonville?
So that was used out of cash balance in the operations fund. But again, all part of our plan and this board's strategy. Happy to answer any questions. Again, strong year in 2025.
Any questions for Carl?
I'd just like to make a comment. I mean, this is excellent. You guys have done a great job in seeing what we're going to need in the future when we receive those monies. I know a lot of corporations probably didn't plan as well as we did. And, you know, there's a couple of us, Terry, Karen, I remember when we had no rainy day fund. We didn't have an appropriation for rainy day. We had an operation balance of zip. I mean, we were borrowing money so the state, until they could pay us. So we made a tremendous just impact on the way you guys budgeted through the year. So great job. Appreciate that.
I just want to say, great job. I really do appreciate everything that you do. Definitely just, of course, the attention to detail. And I know after a while the numbers start running together, but looks just like my personal bank account. Yeah. Oh, hey, might be down. But thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Very much. This time we're going to pull Mr. Schiller back up and go to 6.09, consideration to award the contract for the Harper Elementary School Playground Project for 2026. Mr. Scheller?
Good evening once again, President Duckworth, members of the board, and Dr. Hoover. The Harper Elementary School Playground Project 2026. Notice to bid was advertised on December 5th and December 12th, 2025. A pre-bid meeting was held on December 16th. Bids were received on January 5th, 2026. The board has received a bid tabulation sheet for this project. I will recommend awarding this project to ARC Construction at the next scheduled school board meeting. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions?
Yeah, the PTAs are gonna jump up and down with joy. I hear this every single school we go to. You know, can we get new playground? Not all of them, but if they haven't had it in a while, how much is this project? How much is, I mean, considering, how much is the contract? Got them in yet? Have you got the project contracts in yet? Have they bid yet?
Yes, yes. So you should have the bid tabulation sheet, so.
I didn't see it on the, I'll find it. That's good. Thank you.
But ARC's your recommendations, what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes, yeah, it's $250,980.
$250,980? It's a lot of money, isn't it?
It is.
It's sticker shock a lot, I'm sorry.
Well, a lot of times too.
But it's money well spent.
Right.
You know what our communities want? I hear this all the time. They want to go and let their kids swing and play on the slide. They want like a park. And that's what, they don't use those words, but that's what I hear. And this is excellent, excellent. Thank you for all that you do on that.
And a lot of those projects too, Mr. Hollingsworth, is there's a fence we're adding there that's going to enclose the rest of the playground there, taking out several trees that are we find dangerous around the playground. So there's always a little bit more than actually doing the playground. It's actually removal of a lot of the older equipment that really has came to the end of its useful life.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I appreciate that because I know we've walked the ground.
Yeah, yes.
Many a day, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Moving on, 6.10, contract with Prairie Heights Middle School Parking Lot Paving Project.
Prairie Heights Middle School Parking Lot Project, Paving Project 2026. Notice to bid was advertised on December 5th and December 12th, 2025. A pre-bid meeting was held on December 17th. Bids were received on January 7th, 2026. The board has received a bid tabulation sheet for this project. I recommend awarding the project to Danco Construction at the next scheduled school board meeting. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Questions? I know the folks at Prairie Heights will be happy about that. Okay, next is 6.11, consideration to award the contract for the Wrights High School Stadium LED lighting upgrade project.
Wrights High School Stadium LED Lighting Upgrade Project 2026. Notice the bid was advertised on December 5th and December 12th, 2025. A pre-bid meeting was held on December 17th. Bids were received on January 7th, 2026. The board has received a bid tabulation sheet for this project, and I will recommend awarding the project to Alva Electric at the next scheduled school board meeting. Be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, thank you. Questions for Steve on that?
Very much needed.
All right. Thank you very much, Steve.
Thank you.
All the information. Next on the information list is consideration to approve the purchase of devices for students. Joe Healy.
Good evening, President Duckworth, members of the board, Dr. Hoover. The Office of Technology is recommending approval to purchase student devices for all incoming 9th grade students and the students enrolled at New Tech Institute. This purchase will be made through the Interlocal Purchasing System, also called TIPS. TIPS is a nationally recognized cooperative purchasing organization that ensures all contracts are competitively bid and fully compliant with procurement requirements. Last year, our team began evaluating devices as part of establishing a new student device life cycle for 2026 and 2027 school year. After reviewing multiple vendors, we're recommending the purchase of 2,390 Lenovo Chromebooks from K-12 Tech. K-12 Tech is an Indiana-based partner that will also support the development of a reliable in-house student and staff repair center, creating hands-on learning opportunities while improving turnaround time and long-term sustainability. The total cost of this purchase is $882,125.10. Funding will be provided through a combination of the Student Technology Advancement Account Fund, Common School Funds, and the Operations Fund. Please let me know if you have any questions.
You know, Joe, I don't know how to put this really, but how, you give every student a device, what is the percentage of devices we need to hold back to replace ones that are damaged, lost, and charging? I mean, they got to charge them. If they don't charge them, they don't use them. I mean, what percentage do we have to keep back to, and then?
Right now, with this model using is 20%. So we keep back 20% inventory for loss. Now, every school is a little different on their loss and repair rates. Some go up to 40, some are 10, depending on how rough they are or how they take care of the devices. So we're kind of judging or working on that with that 20%. But it should give us a good cushion for that. And we also have older devices that we won't cycle out till later.
Okay.
Also gives us another cushion.
Thank you, appreciate that.
How does that compare to the last group that we bought?
The cost?
No, the extras that we hold on to. You said 20%?
Yeah, 20%.
Last time?
It was roughly 20%. It was actually probably a little less than 20% last time. As we're going through our inventory and seeing what's lost and what needs to be repaired, we thought we should bump that up a little bit.
Okay, thank you. Anything else? All right, and the last information item is consideration to approve the agreement with America's Healthcare Staffing. Michelle Williams, good evening.
Good evening, President Duckworth, members of the board, Dr. Hoover. Tonight I'm presenting information on a proposed agreement with Amerigis Healthcare Staffing to establish a short-term partnership that would provide qualified healthcare personnel to temporarily fill existing vacancies until those positions can be permanently filled. This action is intended as a stabilization measure only and does not represent a long-term staffing strategy. Under this proposed agreement, Amerigis would recruit, screen, hire, and assign qualified healthcare professionals who meet all district-defined credential, experience, and licensing requirements. While these individuals would remain employees of Amerigis, the district would retain full responsibility for daily supervision, work assignments, schedules, and all student-specific care expectations. Because the healthcare staff would be employees of Amerigis, the district would not incur additional benefit-related costs, including insurance, paid leave, or substitute coverage. The total cost of the temporary staffing arrangement would not exceed $100,000 per year and would be funded through the operations fund. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
So define healthcare staff. We're just talking about nurses, LPNs. What are we talking about?
School nurse support.
School nurse, LPN, RN?
Yeah, we would, they do have, they can be an LPN, yes.
They can. And then is there something in that contract that if they're a really good employee, because I know a lot of times they end up with an organization in these type of, these companies, can we hire them or is it a deal?
There is a non-compete piece
Okay.
to it, but long-term, if they would have to be a period where they weren't employed at all in order to do that.
I got you. Okay, thank you.
Anything else for Michelle?
I do have a question. Good evening to you. When you talk about, and I believe you use short term,
Yes.
what is defined, I guess, as short term? I don't know, 15 days, 30 days.
Yeah, so Amerigis is willing to work with us, but ultimately, we're trying to find a permanent solution for the school. So they're in agreement, as long as we give them a 1 to 2 week notice that we've found someone, that they'll then release their person. But if we need them for a 3-month period while we continue to try to look for somebody, we can utilize them that way.
That's a 5-day-a-week deal?
Yes, yes. We just wouldn't be looking to have them there for a school year.
Okay. Almost like a call list of subs for nurses.
Yes.
Right, healthcare, okay. In layman terms. Thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you, Michelle. Next on the agenda is continued business for Dr. Hoover and the board. Dr. Hoover?
Yeah, I'll start. I want to begin by acknowledging the passing of one of our head custodians last week. Mark Hill was a valued member of our school corporation and most recently part of the Oakville Elementary School community. I want to extend condolences to his family, his friends, and his coworkers. The second part of this is weather, right? So weather has been the week, and so I want to thank our staff for their dedication and their flexibility over the last week. Our teachers were thoughtfully delivering lessons to keep students engaged and connected to school in a virtual environment, it can be tricky. I, as a parent, got to listen to high school lessons, and a kindergarten teacher actually shared a video of her classes, and teachers were giving it their best to make sure instruction happened, including today. Our facilities team is working hard to clear the parking lots and the sidewalks around our schools. And while many of us were inside in a warm environment, they were out in the elements doing that so that when we go back, our campuses are ready. Transportation team and our drive team have been working every day, driving daily, including today, bus routes to see if we can get there safely. So, for our families, we certainly understand the hardship when we don't go to school. We know people depend on school so they can go to work, and we don't take that lightly. And student safety has to be at the forefront of what we do. We want our students to arrive safely with us. So after driving today, we have made the decision to go tomorrow on a 2-hour delay, so we'll be getting to school in the daylight. So I think letting the morning rush get there and then get our buses out is the way for us to go back. We do appreciate families taking time today to think about what that looks like from their house, especially if the students are going to a bus stop, because sidewalks are still covered. And so appreciate families taking time to think about what that's going to look like in the morning for little ones, especially. What we don't want is kids walking in the street. So lots of safety tomorrow, keeping in mind when we're coming to school. And if a family would decide that it's not safe, of course they would need to just call the school, and that would be an absence that would be excused. So that's really it for me. In executive session, we had an opportunity to meet with Dr. Trump from the National School Safety and Security Services about our safety audit. He was able to explain the process. It has started already with a review of our policies and documents, because part of this process is to see what we say we do and then to match that up with what they see in visits. So after that review, in the next couple weeks, they'll be doing interviews with district staff, and then they will be on site here the last week of February, first week of March, and then again near the end of March. In total, they'll be here for 3 weeks before we will get our reports and our conclusions. And so the board had an opportunity to ask questions about the process, and I'm glad that you all were able to do that. That's it for me.
Thank you. I just want to echo a couple things. Being an old street supervisor for the city and the county, there's so many variables that enter into this, not just the weather, but the thawing. Many times around here, it'll snow 3 or 4 inches, and 2 days later it's gone. And of course, that has not been the case this time. It's the temperatures and all the different variables that we have to look at, and how students get from their home to the bus stop, and how they really get on a bus, and if the bus gets marred down, then they have to sit on that bus. And there's just so many things that we have to look at, and we're going to be second guessed anyway that we go, and that's okay. That's people's right to do that. But we, I believe, always have erred, if we've erred, on the side of safety. And we're going to do everything we can to make sure that each and every student gets to school safely, that our bus drivers are able to get them there, and they do a great job for us in manipulating those buses around some of those pretty hairy turns and valleys in our community. I know that there's over 600 miles of county road, and you just can't do that overnight sometimes, especially with the 12.5-inch snow that we had. And so I think we lost a week, but because of the fact, like we had Joe up here earlier talking about the investment that we have in take-home computers, where students can still get instruction and everything, to me, I think we handled it exactly how it should have been handled, and I'll stand by this administration and all of our staff that have done just a great job. It's not like they got the day off. You know, they're out there driving those roads and checking parking lots and so many things that can happen, but I think you did a great job. So is there any other continued business?
I want to say thank you and your entire team for everything you've done, and I really want to, shout out to teachers, because, I've taught in higher ed, but to be able to go from face-to-face to synchronous to asynchronous, it's unbelievable to be able to do it that quick and then keep the student engaged. And I think you said that we had a very high, in the synchronous classes, a very high attendance rate. So, really applaud those teachers, because that's difficult work to do. It really is. So thank you and your home team.
I would also just like to share in thoughts of memory Terry DeMuth, the former EDA president here and a teacher. She also passed away, and just in her honor.
Terry.
I just wanted to share from legislative liaison. I participate weekly the ISTA briefing on the bills that are in the House that affect education via Zoom call. And there's a bill, House Bill 1423, in which kind of the short version, this bill gives mayors, particularly IPS, authority to appoint a board to oversee the elected school board members. This mayor-appointed board will have the decision and voting rights that usurps the rights of the officially elected school board and taxpayers, as well as parents and community. So it's a very crucial, dangerous bill, and it's beginning in IPS, Indianapolis Public Schools. But the concern is, it begins there, but the trickle down will be other cities in our state. So many feel that because the redistricting didn't pass, that this is kind of a ploy to still get internal control. So, I'll keep updated on where we're at with that. This is a short session, wrap up end of February, and so things are moving fast and furious, and it's really...
Might not be a bad idea to contact those legislators that we know and tell them that we're watching this and that how they feel about it.
I'm hoping that what I read, I thought they said this was typically for charter schools and stuff like that, especially around Indianapolis, because they have such a big presence. I'm hoping, and I believe you're right, but I'm hoping it's not for every school corporation within the state. I thought that's what it was, and I'm hoping it's not, like I said, everybody. So I agree with you. Yes.
Yeah. I'll try to get a website so that I can get something can call our legislators and so forth. But we really need to keep attention on this, because this is really serious. Each of us, we're elected, and then to have an appointed board that has equal power or more is dangerous, basically. So.
Anything else to come before us? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't want to interrupt you. I apologize.
Go ahead.
I just want to say again, thank you to everyone with this past snowstorm, of getting up, getting out, making sure, of course, safety is the number one goal. And then second, next week starts the National African American Parent Involvement Day. It always starts at Lincoln School, starts and ends at Lincoln School, a variety of activities. So if you can follow their page and just come out and support. It's been going on for about 7 years now. And I remember at the height of COVID, it was really amazing to see community to come together and just to feed the families, to get a to-go dinner, if you will, and some activities for the parents. And even when we talk about the schools, it was amazing to see different schools on their Facebook page, how they gave, hey, this classroom showed up, 72% of students logged in or, did their work. So really kudos again to the teachers and to the parents And to the students as well. I can only imagine, of mommy, 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 daddy, 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 of all of us, right? But we all have went through it. We all made it. And again, as we always hear people say, we are in this together, though we might not like it a lot of times. But safety is number one. But again, kudos to the families, to the moms, dads, grandmas, everyone, grandfathers, that just pitched in where they could to make this a success. And so safe travels going back to school to everyone tomorrow.
Anything else? Well, there's no artwork, of course, and I haven't seen a student. If a student came tonight, then we would be given extra credit. Yeah. I didn't see that, but I do want to announce that our next meeting is next Monday. This was kind of a makeup meeting, and we will be back on the 9th. And with that being said, and following our previous president's lead here, I do have a quote I thought might be appropriate. It's from a guy named Bill Watterson, and his quote is, "Getting an inch of snow is like winning 10 cents in the lottery." Don't we understand that now? An inch would have been great, but 12 and a half, we're living with it for a while. So there's nothing else to come before the board. Motion to adjourn, please. Motion in a second.